Hi everyone, I'm Dana Zlacevich.
I'm Haley Brunko, and we're presenting on Lake Chelan, Washington. So to start, we surveyed a total of 33 people on their destination awareness and perception of Chelan. And overall, we saw fairly consistent results, but the variation in some of the responses could be due to people being out of state or having lower income or favoring one season over another. So for the first statement, we said Lake Chelan has attractions for all ages. And pretty much everyone agreed, 52% agreed and 42% strongly agreed. And then for Lake Chelan has attractions for all 4 seasons, this is where we saw a lot of variation, but this could be because people have never been to Chelan, or maybe some people go more in the summer than in the winter. It really just depends on how often people go. And then Lake Chelan is a safe travel destination. Overall, pretty much everyone agreed. And it being a clean tourist destination is similar results. Everyone pretty much agreed with that also. And then the people that neither agreed nor disagreed probably just haven't been there. And then Lake Chelan targets Washington tourists more than out-of-state tourists. 55% agreed with this and 27 strongly agreed. Lake Chelan is just a common destination for people in Washington, and I think a lot of people from out of state probably just don't know about it. And then Lake Chelan is an affordable destination. This was also a wide range of results, and this could just be because maybe some people go with their families, or the people that go on their own or with friends might feel like it's more expensive. So it really just depends. And then for the comparison, we compared Chelan, or the image of Chelan, and then the image of Moses Lake. Chelan is more popular with all ages because they have a variety of attractions that target all age groups, whereas Moses Lake, they have similar attractions, but they don't target as much towards young adults. But they both have wineries, water parks, and water sports since they're both lakes. Chelan has elements of city and rural, but Moses Lake, when you think of it, is more rural than built up like Chelan is. Chelan is overall more well kept, probably. Moses Lake is still clean, but it's not as new, and I think that's probably what draws people to Chelan more. And then Chelan is a 4-season destination, although it's most visited during the summer. Moses Lake is more of a summer destination since there's not as many winter sports you can do there. And then for the geographical location and climate, like I said, there's all 4 seasons in Chelan, but it's more of a desert climate with 300 days of sunshine per year. There's only an annual 12 inches of rain in Chelan and 35 inches the higher up you go. There's 35 inches of annual snowfall per year, which is good for snowshoeing or skiing or sledding. The average lake temperature is 60 degrees, which is pretty warm. And a little fun fact, 100 glaciers drain into Lake Chelan. And then here's the topographic map and location. The dark blue is the lowest elevation and the white is the highest elevation. And then the location, Chelan is located in central eastern Washington. So for the tourist attractions and the push factors, travelers are pushed to Chelan because their needs and motives are met by the variety of activities and attractions that the lake and surrounding area provides. And some motives that people might be pushed to Chelan for are relaxation, adventure, escape, family time, exploration, and fun. And then for the pull factors, travelers are pulled to Chelan due to the wide range of attractions open to them in all 4 seasons. There's obviously a lot of water sports people can do. They can boat, water ski. And then people who don't want to be at the lake can go to the water park. There's wineries for adults. There's lots of outdoor activities, hiking, camping, mountain biking. And then for those who want the more low-key activities, there's scenic drives, spas, and a lot of big resorts that people can find fun things to do at. Okay, so for the infrastructures, Chelan is located off Highway 97, and there's a lot of county roads all around it, which are used for hiking and just fun scenic walks. So to travel within Chelan, you can go along the lake via car or boat, but the downtown area is easy to walk around. There's hydropower using 3 dams, solar and wind power. And the Chelan PUD operates 5 different water systems in the area. The local hospital is Lake Chelan Health, and the police station is the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. And then for the facilities, there's several popular resorts. The Lodge at Stehekin, Campbell's Resort, and Lakeside Lodge and Suites are the most popular. And then there's also many smaller hotels, motels, campgrounds, rentals, and cabins in the area. And then the target market, it tends to target Washington locals. Like I said, Washington residents from the west side are often looking for a better climate in the winter or in the early months of summer when it's still rainy in Seattle. And a lot of people have cabins in the area that they go to for little weekend getaways. And then it pretty much targets all age groups with attractions to fit everyone. Families can go to the water park, adults can go to the wineries, and young adults often hang out on the beach.
Okay, so for economic impact of tourism at Lake Chelan, for the positives, Lake Chelan is very, very fortunate because it is super popular with tourists, which means that it pulls a lot of money into the county. So yearly it gets around $2 million, 2 million people a year, and it generates around 417 million in sales. Lake Chelan also employs over 5,000 people yearly, and they do a lot of summer internships, especially with students from Washington State and University of Washington, Eastern Washington, and Western. And it brings a ton of business to small locally owned stores, which is awesome. And tourism is actually the second biggest industry in Chelan County, right behind agriculture. For the negative side effects, Lake Chelan's economy is a lot of, or is a lot of the yearly revenue comes from the seasonal times, so summer and then like Christmas, winter break time, which can mean that during the times when it isn't then, so like fall and spring, it's not doing as well. Lake Chelan attracts most people obviously over during the summer season, um, and it can also cause overcrowding during this time or waiting for activities and restaurants and dining options as well, because so many people are coming all at once, which is not good and can cause just a lot of different problems. For the social and environmental impacts, the social pros are lots of people are in the area and the town is bustling with life. It's always very friendly. Vacation mode people equals friendly people, always very happy to be in the sunshine and getting away from their work and their busy normal lives. But then this can mean for the cons that local residents can get upset with too much involvement into their own life. So there's unnecessary or unavoidable traffic that they have to deal with that they usually don't deal with during the non-seasonal and popular times. And then for environmental, the pros are a lot of popular activities are outside. So this is either being on the lake, the wineries, which are all outside, going on hikes, going boating, doing all sorts of things. This means that Lake Chelan is very well kept up and clean, which is really good for the environment because since people are using it, you want to make sure that it is being treated very well. But the cons to this is that with so much use, it can cause damage to the natural environment. So some areas tend to get overused, and additional pollution or waste happens to the lakes, the beaches, and the town area, especially with tourists that are on vacation. They're not really thinking that it's like their home, so they tend to not treat it as well, and leave garbage around, which is really not good for the area. Chelan County has adopted a final pragmatic environmental impact statement, or FPEIS, which they've implemented to help as a program to help cut down on their pollution, their waste, and build up their environmental benefactors. Also, something that isn't a huge deal, but can be if it does happen, is that there are frequent fires in the summer months in the eastern and central Oregon or Washington area because it is so dry. So that's something definitely to be aware of. For our SWOT analysis, our strengths, we have easy access, pretty easy drive from the west side or the eastern side. It's kind of just right in the middle. Um, it's like kind of main drive all the way there, which is really nice. Super friendly environment. A lot of people are in a great mood, as I said earlier, because they're on vacation, as well as the town people are very accustomed to hospitality, which is good. And there's a little bit of everything. So whether you want to be eating, you want to be really active, you want to be lounging, you want to be uh, taking time to yourself, you want to be with tons of people, there's definitely something that you can do for any range of those things that you want to do. And as well, there's both physical and organizational infrastructure that you can use. For weaknesses, because it is popular, that does lead to overcrowding, busy places, busy lines, not as much space for you to do as much as you want. Sorry, and then this also can cause the push out of locals, which is not good for them. For the opportunities, financial gain, a lot of money comes in, which is good for wages. The minimum wage in Chelan County is about $13.50, which is good. So the people that are working there are getting compensated for their work. There's a very diverse population, especially during the tourism times, because a lot of people are coming from a lot of different areas. And also people that want to retire there are coming from different areas. So they have a wide range of ages, genders, and backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. And then it's very technologically advanced. There's a lot of they have great Wi-Fi there. They have good infrastructures that have a lot of advances that are helpful. And then it also is a primary competitor in the state of Washington. It is a very popular place to go. To buy a condo there, to buy a cabin is very competitive. People are on wait lists or trying to buy areas for a long time or trying to get a timeshare, any of those, which is really good for Chelan. And then threats, global warming and pollution, as I talked about, there is a lot of times when pollution becomes a bigger deal in the area. And that's something definitely to keep an eye out. Fires, again, that's a threat. Anything that could harm the environment or harm the community is not good. Um, Financial loss with COVID and small businesses. Chelan is definitely a place that is centered on gatherings and in-person events. So with COVID-19, obviously, as most places in the country did, it took a hit. And then threats are competitors. Other wineries across the state of Washington all compete with them. Moses Lake is a competitor. So any place that is similar in retrospect with lakes and boating and wineries and food is always going to be pulling people that Chelan will want to attract. And then a location, just because it is farther away, it's about a 2.5 or so, 3.5 drive from the west side, so Seattle area, farther depending on where you are, which may cause people to not want to go there as much. So our recommendation for improvement for the psychographic model, we said Lake Chelan attracts dependables. So these are people, that are going there a lot and are just dependent on going every summer. So this has a lot to do with those people that have the condos and the cabins and the houses that they're just not using for a lot of the times during the year and then come for like a couple weekends. So that's taking up space. And so we suggest that they should develop new tourist attractions to aim for near ventures, which is what that target that you want of people that have never been there before or are just new to the area and want to come and see what Chelan has to offer. And then for the life cycle model, we said Lake Chelan is at consolidation, but could be near stagnation. So the tourists exceeds the locals for sure. And the growth is slowing, but it's definitely not stopped at all. Like they definitely have people coming in and out. But it definitely is getting more of like people, the same people, groups of people are going there, which is something that Chelan should really consider and work on to make sure that they have a continuous flow of vacationers for many, many, many more years. And then for the impact of COVID that has happened on Lake Chelan, the county of Lake Chelan actually has put together a campaign called hashtag Together Lake Chelan. So as a community of small businesses, they've been hit very hard, but they've been really awesome and put together as a community campaign to build back what they lost. They have a great website, www.lakechelan.com, with resources for where to get groceries, virtual retail stores, delivery services, delivery of anything, and curbside assistance, all from specific small businesses. So they're really trying to support those personal and town-owned businesses, as well as they're offering virtual church, fitness activities, and entertainment, all a part of their digital gatherings campaign. And they also are offering economic relief, together swag, so merchandise and apparel that has the logo of Together Lake Chelan on it, and community resources, all to promote helping each other as much as they can. Chelan Canyon is actually now in phase 3 of opening per the guidelines of the state of Washington and the laws. And they're prepping for the summer session, but while also staying safe with masks and promoting people getting vaccinated. So they're really trying to do their best and get as much business as they can in a safe way. And then these are our sources we used: lakechelan.com, natural resources, Moses Lake, and Lake Chelan Dam. So that's our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.